morning.
Hey there. How are you this fine morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I've already finished a cup of coffee. I've puzzled my way through these scenario rules probably at least two or three times already. So I'm just stunned that we're on scenario 9. I can't believe we've made it this far. It seems like
You
just
thought
a
we were going to give up?
no, no, but I mean, just in the blink of an eye, it just seems like I
Oh,
can't believe we're almost to the campaign. And just from the feedback I've been getting directly from people, they're quite excited about what this Vicksburg campaign is going to look like in toto. So we are just, we're not too far away, people. So, bear with us. We've got this scenario and two more basics, 10 and 11. And then we will be on our way into the thick of it, as it were. But you doing well this week, sir?
I'm doing well this week. It's been a good week for me. Good weather here, a little cold, but now we're warming back up again, getting up into the 60s. So,
That is always good. I mean, sadly, it's good enough weather that yard work looms down here.
yes. Yeah, that's true. But I'm actually ready to get outside and do something. I'm getting a little cabin feverish.
Then welcome one and all, everybody that's out there watching. We are officially now on scenario number 9. This is our first playthrough of it, and this is called. I really wish I could get like an AI bot to do some James Earl Jones for this because I think that would be perfect. This is scenario 9. This is success. Let me tell you a little bit about it, then I'm going to hand it over to Roger to tell you some of the very elaborate rules on this one, although there's nothing in combination that we haven't seen before, but there's a lot going on in this one. After the May 16th Battle of Champion Hill, most Confederate brigades retreated westward across the Big Black River. Bowen's division was in the best shape and was ordered to hold the bridge crossings until Loring's division could rejoin the army. However, Loring had retreated in the opposite direction and eventually marched eastward towards Jackson to rejoin Johnston's army. The Union Army aggressively pursued the defeated rebels and quickly routed them out of the redoubts defending the Big Black Bridges. However, the rebels destroyed all river crossings. The Union hastily built a bridge at Bridgeport for Sherman to cross the Big Black and also built more bridges at nearby crossings. The Confederates retreated into the perimeter forts around Vicksburg, while Grant's army concentrated on May 18th in preparation for a general assault before the Confederates could establish a coherent defense. When Sherman and Grant first came within sight of the Mississippi River during the pursuit to Vicksburg, Sherman exclaimed to Grant, "This is success!" However, the Union attacks against the Vicksburg defenses on May 19th were easily beaten back, and after another general assault on May 22nd, the siege began. Roger, why don't you tell us all a little bit about this one today?
This is a 3-turn scenario, May 17th through May 19th. On turn 1, we're going to skip the leader transfer phase. The Confederate Brigade Vaughn is considered to be under both Bowen's and Smith's command. He's under Bowen right now. For all Union 15th Corps units, movement die rolls of 1 or 2 are converted to die roll 3. So these are special rules on turn 1. Throughout this scenario, the Union units get a special -1 extended dice roll modifier. That's annoying to me as the Confederate player today.
And consistent with what we've seen in the last half dozen, it
Yeah.
would seem, yeah.
Confederate forts, all rules pertaining to permanent Confederate forts, those printed on the map, apply in this scenario. So I think when we get to where that's an issue, we can look at those rules a little bit more detail. Special Rule 4, this is the one that just made me very excited to play the Confederate today. The following rules are in effect in all combats except when the Confederate player is defending in an undestroyed permanent fort hex, in which case the special rule is ignored. And just listen to this. The Confederate player must subtract 1 from his combat die rolls in addition to other modifiers. The Confederate player's maximum final total artillery value in all combats is 1, except a grand assault, in which case each hex could add 1. So that's Special Rule 4. And then to make it even better, Special Rule 5, the Confederate has movement paralysis for this entire scenario. And that means that the Union player is going to win all tied initiative die rolls. The movement allowance for activate leader is shown on the die roll, unless it's a 1, in which case it's 2. And for any infantry or cavalry unit, it's the die roll -1. The minimum movement allowance is 2. So if I roll a 1 or 2, I'll get 2. Another for movement paralysis is Confederate units may not entrench except in Warren County, except for this, for all sides, units may not entrench. So there's no entrenching in this scenario at all. Interesting special rule 7, bridge destruction. We're not going to use the normal rules. We're going to use the special rule. If I want to destroy the 2 permanent bridges in that area right there where we're defending right now, I just have to roll a 1 through a 5. So if I don't roll a 6, it's destroyed. Also, the rule that says if it's in a ZOC and unoccupied by Confederate troops, or you're not allowed to destroy it, I can, in this scenario, I can destroy as long as there's no Union unit occupying the other side of the bridge.
So timing is everything on this one, I suspect.
Timing is going to be everything on this. All the bridges and ferries, other than these 2 permanent bridges, have been destroyed. And just kind of a reminder of where the major river transition occurs. Yes. So Askew Ferry will be a ford, correct? And Coker's Ferry will not be fordable.
Correct. Yeah. So messengers and Askew are considered fords now that those ferries have been destroyed.
That's pretty key
Yeah.
to this scenario. So I really, when I read through this, I just felt like, boy, they've definitely tied, I feel like, one hand behind my back. I don't know. It's going to be, the victory point conditions, when you go over those, make it even more interesting.
That was exactly the visual I had in my head. It was that Pemberton's just sitting there and he's got, a scarf, his sash tying his arm behind his back because, they've loaded the deck completely against the Confederates. And clearly, historically, they were in flight, so
yes,
they're trying to abstract that as much as possible. Now, what I did find interesting was in the historical narrative, they did talk about Bridgeport, and they said that the Union had built a bridge there, and yet I was wondering if there were opportunities for me to build pontoon bridges in this scenario. There are no special rules about it, and there are none in the headquarters. I'm presuming that because it's a ford where, that's another part of that abstraction, that is guiding the Union, that's incentivizing them to kind of perhaps go that way. Because everything else is unavailable unless you're just going to do the blunt force river crossings at where the bridges were.
And there's no random event range, so you don't have to worry about that piece of the puzzle, where maybe you would want to build a pontoon bridge in case turn 2 is a rain turn.
Exactly.
Or turn 3 is a rain turn.
Let's talk about the victory conditions. So I will be playing the Union today, and Roger already lamented the fact that he is playing the Confederates. So on this one, there's just a straight 50 points if the Union can actually get into Vicksburg. That would be unexpected, and that would be ahistorical considering things between May and July 4th. There's also a 10-point bonus if I destroy any of these forts. So each one that I destroy within 2 hexes of Vicksburg, those are worth 10 victory points each. Again, that's presuming that things have gone very successful and the Union gets up there and is in a position to actually destroy those forts. However, because timing is a factor here, it's a -2 to the Union if they don't get at least 1 division within 2 hexes of Vicksburg. A division has to get up there and they have to be undemoralized, so you can't just get up there, get smacked, and then that won't count. There is a +2 if the Union gets to Bovina here, so that's worth 2 victory points. Also, each of these 2 are worth 2 victory points. And as an added incentive, with the correction that Roger got from Chris, that if the Union takes either one of these by the end of turn 1, there's a 3-point premium that's added to that. So if I get there and I'm holding it at the end of turn 1, I get 3 extra victory points. If I score a rout, as we saw in the previous scenario, if I score a rout on the Confederates at any point, then that's an extra 1 bonus point to incentivize combat. However, there's not a negative against the Union, so since they're in flight, there's nothing to be taken away from the Union if they should suffer a rout on this one. And then we have the +1 and -1 for manpower losses, as we would expect here in 1863. The minimum for a Union marginal on this one, I always feel lazy when I say that. What's the bare minimum I have to do? Is 10 victory points. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but as you can see, the heavy-duty points are way over here, so Yes, Patrick, all you need to do is destroy a fort. Well, you got to get over there first in 3 turns. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a very defensible river, major river here, and minor in some cases right there. So I have been puzzling this one through my brain. I don't know what to expect. I do have some advantages on movement here. Clearly, they want Sherman to get up there and take point, but anything can and will happen. It's great campaigns, right? So have you played this one before?
I don't remember playing this, and I don't remember. I don't have my notes open to see if I did. I don't remember it. I do want to say that I didn't proofread this one, so I think you can't blame me for missing that 3. Just looking at this, I think as the Confederate player, if I give up these 2 hexes on the first turn and destroy the bridge, that I'm giving away 5 points, which is half your total. But maybe that's the thing to do, or do I try to defend this first turn, cross my fingers that I can pull it off? Because in addition to all the rules, Stevenson's division is at fatigue 1, all disorganized, 2 demoralized brigades. So they're not in good shape.
I mean, same. You've got McPherson's corps is all. They're not demoralized, but they are already disorganized. Yes. So that's going to give me some consideration for turn 1. I mean, do I just rest them up? How much do we let Sherman come up and bypass? And this is a really intriguing problem here because McClernand, yes, he's here and he could potentially get the total 5 points, but he's in a pocket at that point. And for him to be useful in the latter part of the game, he's got to come out of that pocket or fight his way across, which I don't foresee that being successful. You never know, but you got to get Grant up there, you got to get a lot of people trying to cross the river, but it's major, and if that bridge is gone, well, you're in a pocket.
Yep, and that's historically McPherson's corps was the corps that fought the Battle of Champions Hill. So that's why they're tired and disorganized.
Totally.
And McClernand is at fatigue 1 because they were the ones chasing the Confederates. So that's why we're sort of sitting here in this situation. And boy, I've been flipping a coin as to how to play this first turn.
Oh, certainly. I can imagine.
Because it's like the initiatives can go, especially now that you're going to win ties. It's like, the good news for me is my session yesterday was so bad.
We're back to that. Okay, great.
Anyway, okay, I'm ready to go if you're ready to go.
I'm ready as well. So, yeah, we just start. We have no leader transfers in the first. I'm surprised to say this. We have no prescripted initiative awarded to anyone. So I'm going to wish you best of luck here, sir.
Yep, best of luck to you as well.
We will let the dice fall as they may, and I'm just going to start pulling levers and see what happens, right? Why don't you give us the first initiative roll to start us off?
Okay, here we go. It's yours.
Okay. And what I do like about this is I have this right here on the video, and I should not have to scroll or pan because I think we've got all the units that are pertinent to this right here. So
I've got to remember, I've got a couple. I got 1 unit in Warrentown and 1 up in, and there's no VP conditions.
Gotcha.
Snyder's Bluff. So I've got to remember to scroll up and down.
Okay, yes, you do that. Well, then I will take the opportunity here to activate Steele and Tuttle with Sherman because, of course, and let's see, they get the 15th Corps, so all of their 1s or 2s will be so we'll have a minimum of 3 on their leader activation. So here we go. Here's movement plus 1. All right, so it becomes a 5. Let's go up this way. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tuttle just follows behind. Initiative. That's mine again. Let's have McClernand take a shot at Cockrell. He's in a readout, right? So
yes, so he'll get the manpower, but he doesn't get the artillery.
Right, and he'll be a 6. So even if I fail getting both of them in, I'll get one of them. So yeah, McClernand's going to take a shot here. He's going to have both units go to fatigue level 2. We will attack Cockrell B here, and here's the assault attempt. It comes off. Wow. He's a totally different McClernand than last week, clearly. So our first combat of the day, we have a +1 for assault. Apparently, the tactical genius that is Cockrell deprives me of that tactical bonus. But I do have a ratio now of 14 to 6, so I do have a +1 for ratio with your readout. I'm not crossing that creek, and I have 4 pieces of artillery to your flat 1, so that is okay. So I just see a +2. We can factor in flanks here. Let's see. We got covered 2, 3, and 4, and 5. This will come off because it's that, and that will come off because it's that. So basically, no flank.
Yeah.
Yep.
+2 final. Nope.
+2 final. Here we go. Here's +2. And you're going to be a -1 to your roll. +2. 7. Oh, hey. But it's a 5.
That's a 5 because of the -1.
Yeah,
So that's +2 result.
+2. So I got you out of there. That was that, and that's what I was hoping for. Was like, he's rolling 6s. That's still going to be good.
So +2 on 4 is a DR for me. 3.
I have 14 +2, so I will take a manpower loss, but I'm going to get a bunch of points for it.
And no demoralization. So he's got to go 1 to 2. So further away by road for 1. 2. You know what? He's just going to go 3 and 4.
I'm going to advance simply with McClernand and Osterhaus. So, initiative. That's yours.
Okay, well, so now I cannot destroy that one bridge. I've got 5 points now, probably. There's no point in hanging out there, I don't think. So, Green and Vaughn. So this will be the die roll. Min 2. So that's 3. So I'll take Green. We'll go with Bowen.
Min 1.
Yeah, mid move to there. Okay. Your sock shouldn't extend across a bridge. The initiative. That's yours again.
Oh, that's what I needed right there. Okay. So we'll take AJ Smith to 2 with McClernand. Here's movement. It's a 4. So McClernand will transfer 2. And we'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. That's mine again. Okay. We'll take Blair this time. He's going to go to fatigue 2. Here's movement. He gets a +1 because he's in the 15th. Or you get minimum of 3, basically. So here's movement. Okay, it's a 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Initiative. That's mine for ties. I'll take Tuttle and Steel with Sherman. Movement. So that becomes a 3, which is now a 4 with Sherman. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And follow behind. Initiative. Another tie.
Yours again.
Yep. I'll take all 3 of them to 3. Let's see if we can't cross the river here. Movement. Okay, so that's a 3. Okay, so these
That's
are
enough to get you across.
These are fords now. So, yeah. All right. We'll take steel first. Here's extended march, which is plus and minus. Okay, so they are going to flip. In their haste, they'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do Tuttle next. Here's his extend. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
This is success. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, Blair can only just get there. So here's Blair's extend. He's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Okay, initiative. That's mine. Wow. I don't see a reason to belabor this, so I'm going to pass.
We'll see how Fournay will do with Herbert or Herbet, probably French, I suppose. I don't know how you pronounce that name. There's this movement. Die roll min 2. And go 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there.
Coming to greet Sherman.
Initiative. That's yours again.
I will pass.
Okay, we'll try them again. Here's their movement. It's min 2. 1 more pip. 1, 2. Initiative. That's yours.
Pass.
Okay, you're passing, so I'll bring Wall up. He gets a min 2 as well. You to their initiative. Presume pass.
Yeah, keep going.
There we go. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Mount Alban. Initiative, presume pass.
Mhm.
We'll bring up more here to the south. Goes 4, 2, 3. These roads are terrible. 4 to there. Initiative, presume pass.
Keep going.
5. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I won't stop you at so initiative. That's presumed pass again.
Go ahead.
We'll have Vaughn get activated by Bowen. Here's his movement. 6. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Initiative. That's mine. We'll have Smith activate Shoop. So that's a min 2. Go 1 and 2. Initiative. It's mine. Goes 2. He's in a hurry. 1, 2 to there. Initiative. It's yours. Presume pass.
Go ahead.
I'm going to pass as well.
Okay. I'm going to use the rain recovery just to prevent anyone from entrenching. And right at 33 minutes, we end turn 1. Good job. So leader transfers. McClernand will stay where he is. I have to move Grant out to Sherman because it's in the historical script. They got to talk to each other. McPherson up to Logan. And that is all for me.
I'll bring Smith up to Vaughn. I'll leave everybody else where they are.
Okay.
Yep.
And officially, I will add the 3 victory points for capturing one of those. And okay, so you did the last first initiative. So here is turn 2's first initiative. It's mine. Okay.
Of course it is.
I guess I have to make room for Daddy here. So we're going to activate the entirety of the 15th Corps that is in range of Sherman. And now their marching advantage is done. So we just get a straight roll +1. It's a 3. Okay. Well, I think we got to go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Initiative. Ties are mine. I'm going to have McPherson activate Quinby, Ransom, and Logan. Here's their movement +1. Boo. So the slow march begins. They go 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And 1, 2. Now falling behind. Initiative. Mine. All these slow pokes. I'll have Ransom march by himself. Straight up. Okay. There you go, Ransom. Good job. I mean, from scenario to scenario, Ransom is the foot dragger. All right, initiative. Well, we'll keep on keeping on. All right, now we're going to activate him along with the other two with McPherson. Here's movement +1, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Ransom extend. He's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Initiative. Man.
This is pretty historically accurate too. Pemberton didn't do very much. He was still thinking about, do I try to go join Joey Johnston?
The problem is I've got all these guys flipped, and it's like, I want some gas in the tank before the big push.
This is a three turns, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll march Ewing. Movement. Man, I got the slows. 1, 2. Initiative. Hovey. Movement. 1, 2, and 3. It's like the quartermaster brigades. Initiative. All right. Guess I gotta make some room. I'll march Hovey again. Movement. I don't think I've seen anything higher than a 3 on anybody.
No, you suddenly
1,
got in
2,
the slows all of a sudden.
I sure have.
You get the initiatives, but no marchers.
Yeah, I am getting them, but all right. We'll take Ewing to 2. Movement. There we go. That's a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Initiative. Mine. Okay. Ewing to 3.
I haven't won any initiative this
I don't
turn
think
yet.
I don't think you have, especially with the ties that came up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ewing to 3. Movement. 4. Extended march. Whew. Careful. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Initiative. Mine. I really feel like I need to be doing something here, but they're in the way, and Grant's in the way, and I need them to heal up. So I'm going to pass.
Hey, it's interesting. So what do I want to try to do? I'll activate Bursop, however you pronounce his last name.
Shoop.
Apologize.
I like the Shoop Shoop song.
This will be the die roll minus something. There's a die roll minus 1, so he gets 5. Is +3 to get into a Los Hex.
It's pretty awful.
So he goes 1, 2, 3. So he does not have enough to join Smith. Initiative. Yours. Presume pass.
No.
Okay.
Let me think on it. I'm sitting here, and some people have Devil and Angel. I've got Holger on my shoulder. So Holger on his shoulder is like, yeah, you need to press it. You really need to march as much as you can, but those extended marches are going to be terrible. Terrible.
You have the -1.
Yeah, but I'm exhausted on all 3 of those.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's the decision point on the system. The exhaust fatigue, because you get so much back if you stay at fatigue 1. If you go to fatigue 2, you lose everything. Yeah. Just
exactly. I think I'm going to hold and try to fight another day. Make the day 3 the big push. So, of course, those of you who are out there watching this at this point, go ahead and type your comments right now, whether or not you think that was a good call or not. So I'm going to pass.
This is where I struggle, is coming up with a defensive strategy.
And we also haven't fought in Los in a while, so I need to be thinking about, what that's going to encounter with the pluses and minuses.
Shoot to T2. He's just going to join Smith there. Initiative. That's mine. Bring up Moore. So that's a 2. And
That's
you know what?
a
I
2.
think I know I moved him too much. So I'm going to just say he can do a min move of 1.
Okay.
Because I think I cheated at least once or not twice on him.
I know Wall got a 6 at one point.
Yeah. So I'm not going to move Wall at all. So I think I'm going to do an initiative. That's yours.
I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm going to leave Wall, and that's it for those two guys. I think that's fair to leave them back there. I'm going to pass. I feel like I'm not in a bad shape here, and anything I do might
No,
make
I
things worse.
I think time is absolutely on your side, and the fact that I've gotten such middling to low average rolls on movement means I'm having to lay up, which is terrible. It's just absolutely horrible in this scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the recovery. And all is good. I will say that this scenario plays very, very fast because that one was 15 minutes raw, and a
Yeah.
lot of it was me not going anywhere and then passing. So that brings us all the way to turn 3 now. This is for all the marbles. We may be done pretty quick. It just depends on a lot of factors, I expect. Let's see. To whom do I wish to move? I think everybody's good where I've got them. Yeah, I don't know that I want to move anybody because McClernand's doing his job against Bowen. McPherson's at the head of the line, and Sherman hopefully will inspire them all to march, maybe. So that's it for me.
I guess I'll leave everybody where they are as well. And I've got you right now. You've got the 3 points for taking Big Black Negro quarters on turn 1. And assuming you'll hold them, which I'm sure you will, that's another 2 for 5, and you have 1 manpower loss.
Yep, so I'm sitting at 4 victory points.
And you need 6 more, which is
6
doable.
more, well...
Because you get the route, 1 point for route.
Right, but I also have to get a unit within 2 hexes of Vicksburg, otherwise that's -2.
Oh, right,
And,
yeah.
and it's got to be a division, so I can't just sneak, a little teeny tiny brigade up there. So yeah, I mean officially you gotta factor in that you're working against a 12-point threshold because that's a tall ask, especially with these movement rolls that I've been getting. But I'm enjoying this thoroughly nonetheless. I mean it's a great puzzle, and having Forney and Smith there, that's gonna be fun. So I think it's your turn to give us our first initiative.
Here we go. It's yours. You win ties.
Okay. Well, let's see. How do we solve this problem? Well, I mean, I gotta try to make some miles here. Westbound and down. I'm gonna activate everybody in the 15th Corps. Here's their movement +1. Hamstrung I am.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go 1 and 2. He's just gonna go overland to there. And we'll go 1 and 2. 1 and 2. This does not bode well. But we'll see how the initiatives work. Initiative, that's yours.
And we'll try more. So this is the die roll -1, min 2. Let's try and do this right. So he gets 2. I won't force march him yet. 1, 2. Initiative. It's mine. We'll try him again. Just movement. So that's a 6. -1 is 5. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Initiative. That's yours.
Okay, we'll activate the whole 15th Corps again. I'm killing myself here with these massive leader movements. All right, here's movement +1, 4. All right, Blair will go first. 1, 2, 3. Grant and Sherman will go over there. Tuttle will go 1 and 2 to there. And Ewing has an extend march of +1, -1. He's okay. He will go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Initiative. That is mine. I will have Blair march to 3. Here's his movement. 2. Dang it.
Mm.
Dang it, dang it, dang it, as you would like to say. Extended march. He's okay. Well, I gotta force march him. So he will flip. Here's force march roll. It's going to add 2 more and lose a manpower. So he'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. Right. Initiative. That's mine. Well, let's make a big play. I'm going to have Sherman activate steel to 3. He's going to attempt an assault on this Los hex with Smith. So for him, it is he's a 6. So here's the +1 attempt. It comes off. He will now ask Grant, "This is success?" Question mark. We'll do a grand assault attempt +1. Okay, so it's a 3, so I can bring 2 more hexes in. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Tuttle and Blair. And here we go. So this is going to be an interesting one. +1 for assault. We do have a tactical on this one, +1. All right, my ratio is 3 to 1, so it's +2 on ratio. I have 8 pieces to your officially 1, so
right. +7.
+7 in Los
It's
is
no effect. Wow.
Man
Close.
alive.
Close to getting a die roll.
Ugh. All right, so we've eliminated the artillery. So we have a -1 for the creek. And then for flanking, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes covered, and 1 will come off, so I have a play. So I got no flank. Boo! No flank. All right, so I see 4 up and 1 down for a +3 final. So that's assault, tactical, ratio.
Yep, +3.
All right, here's +3. It's a 5.
And this will be -1 to my roll.
Right.
So it's a 0.
Which
So
becomes
that's
a 5.
5 result.
5 result. Woo.
So that's 2 DR for me. Increase manpower.
And I'm at 20. Oh, and I still take a loss. Man.
Decrease manpower. Pick up 3 fatigues.
All right, so 1 for me, 2 for you, but that brings us back to parity.
I pick up a demoralization marker. I should be at 3 fatigues, not 2. Missed a fatigue there somehow.
Okay, so we'll take that off of Tuttle. So
that's 2 man for you. And you did take a manpower loss, you said?
I did take a manpower loss, yeah.
Okay. And
I take it off of Tuttle. He goes in there. I'm going to be... And they're shut down for the day.
Okay, so I can retreat. Okay, I gotta go 1 to there, 2 to there, 3 to there, 4 to there, and 5 to Freeman. Stop there. And those guys are shut down, is that right?
Yep. Yep. So I'm just going to move Tuttle into the hex. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're back even on manpower losses.
You picked up a point on a route.
Oh, and I pick up a point on the route. Yep. So that goes from up to there. Cool. All right. Okay, initiative. That's yours.
Okay, well, you're shut down up there, right?
Yep.
Except for Ewing.
Ewing cannot count for the distance to Vicksburg because he's a brigade.
Oh, wow,
That is terrible.
that is terrible for you. Good for me, I suppose. So with that having been said, we'll take Moore, Fournay, and Herbert. Moore's going to need an extend. Here's their movement. So that's going to be a min 2. Fournay will stay with Herbet. Here's Moore's extend. He'll go first. He's all right. He's just, man, that needed to be better, didn't it? You'll just go 1 and 2 to there. These guys will just do that. Initiative. That's yours.
Get the 17th Corps moving somehow. So they'll all get a fatigue. Here's movement +1. Wow. Boy, howdy. All right. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. Initiative. Mine again. I'm going to have Sherman activate Ewing. Here's movement. 5. Extended march. This is going to be net +1.
Yeah. Wow.
Flip. Wow, indeed. All right. Let's just get them out of the way. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, initiative. That's yours.
Take Moore and Herbet again. There's their movement. That's
Straight 5, right?
straight up 5. Let me just make sure that's how this is just a little confusing. Moore's going to go first. Here's his extend. He's okay because he's just going to go to Williamson. Herbet can go, and I rolled a 5, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mhm.
Yep, so he'll stop there. Initiative. That's yours.
Try McPherson again. Movement. Yeah. Okay. I just needed something a little better. All right. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. Quinby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ransom extend. Man. This is
Hitting the 6s when you don't want them.
This is Murphy's Law today. He's just going to stay there. There's no sense in putting him in harm's way. Initiative, that's yours.
Guess we'll bring up Wall. -1 to this roll. It's 3. It's going to go 1 and 2 to there. Initiative. Take him to T. 2. He's just going to join Fournay there. Build that up a little bit. Initiative. It's yours.
McPherson, Logan, Quimby. Fatigue 3. Movement. 5. A little too late. Won't even have enough to do that. So extended march for Logan. All right. Fails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quinby. Okay. Go 1, 2. Doesn't have enough. Initiative. That's mine. I just have the biggest cluster there. Biggest cluster of all. I just don't realistically see how I can get any points here. I can get 2 maybe, but that's going to cost river crossings and everything here. I don't have any fuel left in 15th Corps. 17th has 1 movement left. And they're not going to get within 2, especially with the way I've been marching. So I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I'll pass as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleasantly confounded by this one just because it is requiring maneuver, and I wasn't getting maneuver like in yours last week. You got so many condolence cards in the comments section because you were just like, you could count on everything. There's like, oh, Patrick got all the 6s and Roger got all the 1s, and I was like, man, this die roll is just like, it sniffed it out today. It's like, oh, the Union's got to move. Well, you'll never get anything higher than a 3 on a leader activation, and most of it's going to be 1s and 2s.
And you
So,
got a bunch of 6s on extended.
oh yeah, man,
And it's
it, the whole point was to rest them on the first day and then not cause grievous harm in the second day. I thought bringing so yeah, officially we will go ahead. You've passed, I've passed. That ends it. I will get 2 extra points here for capturing that. So I show officially I have 6 positive and -2 now because I did not get within that. So I see a final of 4 because this
oh
offsets
yes,
this.
right, yeah.
Yeah. So I just see a net 4,
Yeah.
which is a Confederate
marginal.
marginal. Good job.
I didn't do anything.
Well, I love that in this whole title, you and I are like, well, the die roller did it for me, and it's it's just the way it happens sometimes. But my plan was ultimately get some decent rolls here, get to here somehow, and then decide whether or not to assault here. And hoping that once I had occupied these, I was hoping you would pull back and just start building the Vicksburg line, but you didn't. So, kudos. That was a good choice because there is realistically no way to build an assault force here with this Los, and especially with the way they were marching. So I really needed Sherman to be flexible and to be the strike force here, and I needed McPherson to have the option once he got to here somewhere to choose to go up and around and follow up, or to come here and assault in coordination with McClernand. But that is a tough coordination because of it's on Los, and even if you put Grant down here and you try to get 3 or 4 extra hexes, you're still crossing the river, you're still getting those minuses and all that stuff. So that is not palatable to me as a player. I think many of you out there know that. So I thought I was going to try the maneuver, but if you try the maneuver, you live by the dice, you die by the dice. And this one, I think you have some great crossroads here, and actually this was probably detrimental. I was at fatigue level 3. I had to make a coordinated effort, but you had a great roadblock there. So even blowing the roadblock still left me in the way on Los, and I needed this to happen here or here, somewhere in that rolling terrain where I could just get past them with McPherson and just come on through. So defending that one was obviously, because it's got a creek all the way around it. Muddy Creek is a great defensible spot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what more to say about this one. Is that I was just bedeviled by slow marches. The slows happen.
And a lot of my decision making was, okay, if he rolls well, you're talking about me pulling back. Your rolls were so awful that I could just sit. I mean, you weren't threatening anything because you couldn't get anywhere. So it wasn't like I made a brilliant tactical decision with those guys. I just wasn't in a position where I had to. The one thing I thought about was putting somebody here to block you from doing what you did with Blair.
Right.
But I didn't like that because then you could attack into that hex and potentially pick up a route point, maybe manpower losses. So I felt like I would have a better chance just to let you move past, which probably historically is kind of gamey, maybe.
Well, my fear was that if you got in the next initiative, you'd pull Pemberton up here and then you'd surround it.
I was thinking,
him, but
I was thinking about that, but then you start looking at that whole subtract 1 from combat die rolls, and it's Los, so you got that to deal with. It's like, you know, then I'm setting myself up to be attacked. So it's like, I just don't think this was for me, the die roller won it for me. I'll just be honest and just say that's what won it for me today. I didn't do anything.
I would hazard to disagree with your wisdom, sir.
Other than, looking for where the best place to put a blocking force, and then the second, I thought about where Fournay is now, going there first, but I thought I'd try to use Muddy Creek initially, and if I had to, pull back. But
Death at Muddy Creek.
But you had 3 fatigues. By the time you got there, it was like, well, even if he wins.
Jeez, right. I had nothing left, and I didn't blow through hard enough, with 22. I think I had 22, so I didn't overwhelmingly defeat you in such a way that I could keep them from getting disorganized. Yeah. Right, and fatigued.
And that's where, last game I felt like, okay, I made the decision to go with low odds attacks and got nowhere. That's what makes this game really difficult. How do you balance when you have these relatively short scenarios? Do you save your fatigues? Do you try to get a good attack? And it's easy. It's so hard to know. You don't know what's going to happen, that's obvious.
Right.
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. As we, I've likened it to, I'm not only playing Roger as the opponent, but I'm also playing against the die roller. So I have agency, but only just, because if that agency is stripped away from me, as far as like, I choose to march, well, you're not going to march very well. Well, then I have to try to do something that's going to be optimal for that, but those choices, that window of possibilities is so narrow on this one. And at first blush, when you go back and listen to the beginning of this, we're like, gosh, the Confederates have their arm tied behind their back. Well, they don't have to do much. And yet, they have defensible terrain, they have creeks everywhere, they have Los, and the onus is on the Union to approach in force, in mass, in concert, and well organized. And none of that happened.
And that's a difficult decision, is because you can't just, you can't go to force march, because yes, you're racing to get somewhere, but you're not getting there ahead. You've got to get there and then make an assault. You can't just get there.
And I'm sure next week when you play the Union, I'm going to be watching you, and I'm not automatically going to say, oh, the die roller's going to be your friend, because you can never predict that. But I know that you are probably going to try something different in the fact that you will optimize, perhaps, the force marching to get a unit as close to Vicksburg as possible. 1, to get rid of the -2, but also, literally, all you have to do is knock out 1 or 2 empty forts.
Yeah.
And that is a bunch of points, but you got to get there, and there's a lot of territory in between you and the start.
I believe this is the first, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the first scenario where Vicksburg has been in play. Is that correct?
For us, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're at in the campaign. So this is a fun little scenario. I hope people enjoy playing it. It's definitely a puzzle for I guess I see now why they tied the hands of the Confederate players as much as they did, because they don't have a lot they have to do unless the die roller goes 100%, not 100%, but the Union player can get some good die rolls. Or there's a strategy here that I'm missing, because I'd have done what you did.
Well, I had considered putting Grant down here, but again, just bringing these units up at the beginning of turn 2 or 3 and forcing a bridge crossing. Yes, I prevented you from blowing up bridges. Hurrah! Did I do anything with it? No, because you're in Los terrain and I'm crossing frickin' bridges. So, you don't have to move. You just stay there and say, come get it.
Yeah, and that was, I thought, I got 8 manpower. You're going to have a hard time with McClellan. Again, you got your worst corps commander.
Yep.
To try to get the ratio covered.
He's no Burnside. He will not send waves across bridges because he knows better.
It's definitely a tactical puzzle, and I've been looking as we've been talking. There's really no place to build another bridge either. There's no, because of the swamps.
The swamps down here, right? So yeah, you are compelled to come up here.
Yeah.
And take advantage of stuff that's not destroyed, but it's a hook. You gotta get up and around faster than
Faster than the
It's
Confederates can get some
literally a
awesome
foot
horses.
race. Yeah, and I lost the foot race today, which
Yeah.
is unfortunate, but I can't wait to try it again. So if that's any indication to you out there, folks, it is fun. But after I roll the first two or three crappy rolls, you get that little mental like, okay, Murphy is right here looking over my shoulder, and it is what it is. That's what every time I'd roll the six on the extended march, went, well, of course it's okay. Hey, this is all fine. It's all good, man.
All
It's
part of the
fine.
plan.
That's right.
It's all coming together. That's what I try to tell myself. It's okay. I've got a plan.
Right. Baby steps.
I've
Yeah.
got a contingency for this in my head. I'm like, no, I really don't.
Right. Yeah. So we hope our misfortune is your enjoyment. But yeah, Roger, thank you for a good game today. It was very fast. I mean, officially, we're just a little over an hour, so this will cut down to 45 minutes or so. And thank you, everybody out there watching, continuing to support this with however you do that is feedback or sharing on social media or just reposting or whatever. We love to hear from you. We would love to, if we goofed anything, of course, you definitely let us know. We have our frequent flyers on that. But if you want to discuss this one, we like to interact with you. So that comment section down there is for your benefit. So if you wish to opine, if you've played these scenarios, by the time you've watched this could be old hat. But is there a better way to play this one? From your opinion, give it a shot. Let us know. And I'm also showing you those financial contributors. Thank you so much to the people that drop a shekel or two into the contribution bucket. We really appreciate it. But I'm going to go lick my wounds, Roger. So I will I will see you next time at the Big Black River.
Yep. See you next week. Bye bye.